Okay, I want to show you my Columbian emeralds. They're treated. That's how I got them so cheap, because Columbian emeralds are so expensive. This is the ring. It's a Columbian emerald, but it's a doublet. You can see on the side, if I could stop shaking, you can see that it's a doublet. And they're cheaper to buy if you really want Columbian emerald, Cumberland emerald. I don't know what's wrong with me today. And these are the earrings, Columbian emerald. They're doublets as well, as you can see on the side. They're Columbian emeralds put on clear emerald. So they're still emeralds, and I got them from Etsy, from India. Lovely store, lovely jewelry, but she does a lot of doublets with all her gems, and it doesn't please me as much as owning a natural emerald. So I bought a natural emerald in silver because that's the cheapest I could go. And from India, I'm still waiting for it to get delivered. It's stuck in India somewhere, or Australia, one or the other. And it's been a while, and they've got so many parcels to deliver apparently in India. So many people are buying from them all over the world. They just have so much to offer. So naturally everybody's going to buy from them, knowing they're going to get something real. If it's fake, then it would say it on the side, man-made or lab-grown. But where I bought these, they are stating they're doublets, so I knew what I was buying. But I wanted to own a Columbian emerald, and this was the only way I could own a nice green Columbian emerald and have little earrings to wear all day and night. You can wear them at night, you can wear them going out somewhere special. They're in sterling silver, so you can wash them. The silver is real. I've been showering in mine and nothing's happened to them, so they're real silver. And if you notice, the green stands out there. Just a little glimpse of green. It's quite nice, and the ring is really nice. That is a nice emerald on top. That's the colour of it. The rest of it is clear, so you can actually see the real colour of the Columbian emerald. And it's got inclusions from the Columbian emerald, and that's the only treatment that it has, is a doublet. So it's not heated, it's not dyed, it's just a doublet. It's a fair, decent size emerald they put on the either clear quartz or clear emerald. It's a decent size. It's not little, it's a decent size. As you can see, if I can stop shaking, it's a decent sized emerald on top. It's a bit thin. As you can see, the darker green on top, that is the emerald. And this is the shape of the ring in silver. I normally wear gold, but I made a change just to wear the emerald because it's the cheapest I could get, close to owning a Columbian emerald. They're so beautiful. I really, really love them. And so that's on Etsy. And she's got these earrings. She's got heaps. They buy the emeralds and they slice them and then put them on other emeralds, clear emeralds or clear quartz. So you get a cheap ring or earrings, but a real small slice. At least it's real, you know, the closest you could get to owning a beautiful Columbian emerald. And they stand out, they're quite nice. The earrings are really lovely. Let's take this out. The earrings are really, really lovely colour. And they've got inclusions in them as well. You can see how big the emerald is on the side, that dark green. Darker green, that's the emerald. So other stores had tricked people and said they were emeralds and selling them as doublets, glasses doublets. You can tell they're not doublets because, well, you can also gem test them, I suppose, on the side. Touch it on the side so it doesn't touch the other part of the crystal, and you'll see for yourself if they're real or not. Anyway, it's dark in here because it's going to rain. It's been wanting to rain for days. It's been funny weather here in Rockhampton, a little bit of sunshine and mainly all dark, cloudy days. So that's the Columbian emerald. Not to mention she's from India. So, and they treat their jewellery really well. They treat the customers really well with their jewellery. They have sterling silver, and some I had to sign for these earrings. I didn't have to sign for the ring, but you notice the green ring stands out. It's really lovely, isn't it? And, you can't quite tell unless you show someone that it's a doublet. But, it's in silver. It's the closest I could get to owning a Columbian emerald. Such a shame. They're so beautiful. I love them. They're my favourite gem. My birthstone is sapphire, but I truly love emeralds. Everybody does. Why not buy them cheap if you can't afford the real deal? At least you get a slice of real. That's the green colour. The rest of it's clear. Never mind. One day I will win the lotto and buy myself a Columbian emerald, a real one. I mean, one that's not double and untreated, and have an emerald and gold. So anyway, they sell them on eBay fairly cheap as well, but the emerald, some of them, most of them are African emeralds. You can buy them fairly cheap, but a good one will cost you money. Columbian emeralds are very expensive unless they're doublets or treated with something. And I like mine natural. These aren't treated, only treated as a doublet. They're not heat treated or anything like that. It's just naturally sliced and put on another gem to make it bigger. That's all it is. And so she sells other coloured gems as well, not just emeralds. She sells, I haven't seen her with sapphires. They're very hard to get, sapphires. So I'm glad I've got my sapphires in my jewellery box. I'm glad I took them off my hand so that I could wear this ring and sort of get used to it before I get my real full emerald. It's African emerald. It should be here soon. Probably not today because it's got tracking and it doesn't say delivery today. It's still stuck in India, and it's been 3 to 4 weeks stuck there. It shows up on the tracking that it's in India, but it doesn't show anywhere else. So I hope Australia didn't steal it, because the post office in Australia is notorious for theft. They used to be the worst thieves on earth in Australian Post. Now I'm not so sure if they are. They may be a lot better because there's cameras and tracking available. But when it's overseas, the tracking can get lost in someone's pocket. So it didn't cost me much. It was $20-something for a real African emerald, but at least it's real. It's not doublet, it's not heat treated, it's not dyed, it's not whatever, borax. It's just straight, plain emerald, cut and put on a ring, polished to make it smooth, and put into a ring. Silver, sterling silver ring. So I'll be wearing that mainly all the time, because I'm at a stage where I like emeralds for some unknown reason. I used to be at a stage where I wanted diamonds, and I had a whole fist of diamonds, and I wear them, or sapphires. I've got sapphires. I go through phases, and I'm at this stage where I want green things. I want green emeralds. It gets passed down to my kids anyway, so I may as well wear them and enjoy them while I can. So there's a lot of emeralds, African emeralds, floating around on eBay and Etsy, and there's a lot of false ones. You've got to be aware of those ones that claim that they're crystal emerald doublets, and they're not. You've got to be careful of them. They have a lot of Angelina Jolie's emeralds, Columbian emeralds. They're beautiful, but they've got copies and they're glass mainly, so be wary of them. They're just dyed glass, very expensive glass for the money they want to charge you for them in silver. It's a bit ridiculous putting glass in silver. But when you look at it, the Romans used to have glass rings, Roman glass rings, and people bought them and as earrings as well. They bought them as earrings and necklaces as well. Talking about necklaces, this is my shooting star meteorite. Once it hits Earth, a star, it's called a meteorite, and that's my meteorite. Had it for years and years and years. It's got iron in it and other metals. Shiny, which is rare for a meteorite. Well, no, not rare, it's normal, I think. I have another one as well. Just put that down and put it on after. It's a bit hard with this crystal. I'm wearing my crystal crown crystal hairpiece. It's also from Etsy, Australian. And here it is. Oh, yes, there it is. And I'll show you my other one as well. This is supposed to be a meteorite, but I think it's jet. I bought it from that place that was really flooded in America. Ohio, is it? No? Anyway, they were flooded and had to stand on the roofs. I bought it from them. They kept popping up on eBay. Maybe they hacked into it and pushed it through to sell stuff so they could get money to buy food and water. The government didn't help them much. That's my in pure silver. It's stamped as well. And I wear it sometimes, not all the time. I cleaned it the other day, and it's just a very nice ring in silver. And this is the other meteorite, shooting star. It's all melted, and that's what it looks like at the back, a melted blob. And that's the front. It's a blobby thing, melted from the heat. And so I bought those, I think it was 13 years ago. Around about 13 years ago. This is my black amber, and there was plants in one that was bit opened. It's it's in silver, and it's a necklace. You put it on as a necklace. It's supposed to be very good for you, amber. That's what I'm wearing today. I slept in it accidentally last night. The night before I slept in it deliberately a couple of nights ago, and I wanted to dream of shooting stars, so I wore it to bed. Nearly choked me to death. The chain is very strong. It's pure silver, and I put different necklaces, like different types, depending on my mood. Take that off and put amber on or something else on. Savarite, that's a green garnet, and you can't treat them. They're natural. They can't be treated. One of Earth's mysteries, I guess. So I bought a savarite that's in here as well. Very green, so I'll probably wear that. It's very small because they're very expensive. And it just links onto a chain. That's a savarite. It's got inclusions in it. If I could stop shaking, you could see it. And that's the hoop part to thread it through. Try the other hand so you can see the beauty of savarite. Not, can't see it, it's too hard to see with my hands. If they didn't drag me out and lock me up for a month, sticking needles in me because I'm different. I wouldn't be shaking now. They damaged my whole nervous system with the drugs they injected into me, which I'm not happy about. I'll show you other rings that I've got. This is a man-made emerald ring. Now you can see the difference with the that one. Well, there's not much difference. You can see the green in that one. Depending on your camera. And I have rainbow moonstone rings. See the colours shine on that? The different colours, that's a rainbow. And this is supposed to be a rainbow moonstone, but it doesn't have the, well, it does a little bit, but it's mainly blue. This one has different colours. This one I bought from Iran or somewhere like that. And this one I bought from India. I bought it as a rainbow moonstone because I have a rainbow moonstone not a rainbow moonstone necklace, just a moonstone necklace. And you've seen my firestones, they turn purple round fire. There are in cheap metal. Oh, it broke off. Oh, how did that happen? Oh, it's easy to put back. It's in cheap metal because the tribe were after a lot of money, quick money, cheap. And so these sapphires were sold to me, but they change colour, I noticed, around fire. Like candles, they turn purple. That's the necklace, and it's in cheap metal. You see it discoloured brown. So I'm going to buy, this part here is silver, but the chain itself is just cheap metal because they made them cheap to make money really quickly. And this is the bracelet that's broken off. They've got inclusions in them, as you can see, and the chain link came off. I'll just put it together. I'll do it later. I've got to get my glasses. So, and earrings to match. I took the hooks off because they were rusted. That's how cheaply they were made, but they're natural. They're called Alexandrite sapphires, but I call them firestones. They were found near a meteorite hitting somewhere in Africa, and they were close to the site. That's why the sapphires are discoloured and full of cracks inside them, and they have that changing ability. For some unknown reason, the impact made them change. I don't know what happened, but I don't even know much. I only know that they change colours around fire, so I call them firestones. And I'm going to buy chains for them and link them up. As you can see, they're discoloured. It's not a nice look about them. They're very brown at the top, instead of shiny silver. So I'm buying new chains for them because they deserve to be treated with respect and looked after. And then my kids can pass them on or sell them or something, or wear them even. So that the bracelet I normally wore by itself, just you can, it goes dark, but you can still see it's blue, and it's quite nice, really nice sapphires. And the tribe was so poor, and they still make poor quality jewellery, but some of the gems are rare. Anyway, I'll just get my moonstone just on the floor here. So, here it is. These are my moonstones. They also need new chains at the thing. I bought an extension for it, but the chain itself is horrible. As you can see it's brown. And they're moonstones, again from the same tribe of people in Africa that were after money to buy food and things, so they sold stuff cheap. They're my moonstones. They're not rainbow moonstones, they're just moonstones. It's hard to see the inclusions with this camera, but anyway, that's them, and I'm getting all these new chains for these to keep them for years, because they deserve to be treated with respect. They're beautiful items, jewellery or whatever you want to call them. This I got from India. It's a man-made emerald. So you can tell the difference a little bit. This one there, this one here, is a little bit bluish compared to the man-made from India one. This is a natural emerald. I think it's dyed because of that vein in it. But I used stuff to try and see if it comes out, but it never came out. Just stays there. I don't know if it's dyed or not, or if it's naturally like that. But it's from India. And I have another African emerald. I wanted it. It's not much. It is by itself. It's not in anything. And it's cut already. And it's an African emerald. And it's very hard to hold. I don't have tongs to hold it. So that I bought also citrine from India. That was years ago. I bought that already cut, very shiny. I was going to put it into a ring, but I changed my mind. I mean, I could still do it by the ring, silver ring with tongs, with claws on it, and put it in myself, or just leave it for the kids to, if they want to do it. So, and you all saw my bracelet. That's which I'm going to put on now. Teeny weeny thing was $1,000, brought down to $350. Imagine paying $1,000 for that. Delicate, dainty things that are worth a lot of money. This ring here is worth a lot of, maybe not to the rich people, but to people like me and normal people. That ring is worth quite a few grand. It's just under a carat. It's probably 0.7, I think, maybe. But when I measured it, it was more than a 7. It was just under a carat. For man-made, not man-made, for naturally mined, it's under a carat. It's worth more. They're smaller, and they're worth more. And this is naturally mined. Excuse me. This one is naturally mined in a, maybe it's bought somewhere else. I forget where the site said, but that it was on my birth month, created on my birth month and birth year. So that was strange how I come across that ring. So anyway, that's just a few of my I don't think I've showed you all the rings. So this spiritual thing, it's cost me $30 from UK. It's a garnet, and it's the triquetra symbol. And how I got this was I was buying beads for jewelry making. I wanted to make earrings and things, and I bought beads, and I put them in such a way I had to pay for them in a few days later when I got paid. But this came up, and the fellow said that I promised I would buy it, and I never promised him anything because I was buying beads. And he said, you said you would buy it, so buy it. And I thought, that's strange how that ring came into my eBay site, it was. And so I bought it. I thought it's the strangest thing to happen. And so I thought, well, it's meant for me, so I may as well buy it. And I've had it ever since. I hardly ever wear it, only now and again when I feel a little spiritual and want to wear triquetra. And it doesn't do anything, it just is a ring. So I don't understand that strangeness. But strange rings have always come into my way, my path, like the diamond ring, the sapphire, the 2 sapphires. They came into my pathway very strangely. Like that sapphire and diamonds. It's quite pretty. Sparkles and in the right light. And this one from the pawnbrokers, naturally mined sapphires, both of them. And this one had things glued underneath it, and the pawnbrokers never cleaned their jewellery. And when I bought it, I only bought it for 130 or 140, one of them, 18 karat gold, or 14, one of them. And when I got it home, I cleaned it, soaked it in some salt and lemon and water. That's how I cleaned my rings at one stage. And all these little pebble stone things fell out. I tested it while I was at the pawnbrokers, and it came up as nothing. The stone was nothing. Nothing on the gem tester. So they sold it to me cheap, $140. 130 or 140, one of them. We'll say 140 just to be safe. And when they fell out, I tested the stone again, and it turned out it's a natural mined sapphire with diamonds on the sides. And a very dainty ring. And you probably can't see the blue stone, no. But worth more than $140, that's for sure. So after I told them about that, they said they couldn't do anything about testing the gems. They don't test the gems to sell them, they sell the gold, and the gold was down at the time. So I got the ring on the price of gold. So I got it fairly cheap. It's up now, like it cost you a bit too. And they started cleaning their jewellery then, but they never found anything rare. So that's the story about magical rings coming in my... Well, there's nothing magical about it. It's just they come into my path and I end up with them. Unusual rings with stories to them. So the Tritetra ring was a strange one. Like, this ring doesn't feel anything to me, but it looks all right, nice and pretty and green. But after wearing it, I don't want doublet, I want a real emerald, you know. You get that way after you wear things. Like, you might buy like I bought this man-made emerald ring, and after I wore it for a while, I took it off, I couldn't wear it anymore. And I wanted a real emerald, so that's when I started buying real emeralds. I thought, you know, I don't care if they're full of conclusions. Smoochie, are you smoochie? You smoochie? Yep. He will sit there until he watches me move. Aren't you, Luna? You're going to watch me, aren't you? You're helping me make the video, aren't you? Anyway, I wanted, after you wear man-made things, you think, no, I want the real thing now. So you change, it changes you. Yeah, so I started to buy real emeralds, real emerald earrings. Like, I bought these real emerald earrings. They're African, but they're horrid, truly horrid. They don't have a green to them that you would like, you know. They're murky green, like, see? They're not... If I hold the diopside, cover that, they look all right. But with the diopside, they look murky green. They're not very nice. And I don't like that kind of green in emerald, you know. I like green, you know. Everybody does. There's these ones here that they're also man-made emeralds. Now they've got a green to them. It's hard to see, but they have a green to them. they're still not as good as the real thing, you know. You sort of change after you wear man-made jewellery. You end up thinking, no, I want something real, you know. So that's what happened, and I wanted to be a Columbian emerald. I wanted to be as close to a Columbian emerald as I could get. And this is affordable, it's real, and it's only to make them bigger, the doublet, so that you can have a fair good size on them. But to have a Columbian emerald that big is a blessing, really is a blessing. Would be wonderful to own a real big Columbian emerald, but this is the closest I can get, and it's affordable, and it's quite nice, and it has a nice colour to it, and I enjoy wearing it. And the earrings, I haven't taken them off since I got them in the post. I cleansed them with sprinkle of holy blessed water and exorcised water, and I said some prayers over them, and haven't taken them off since. I've slept in them. The only time I took them off was to show you see, they're quite nice. I mean, you can't tell by wearing them that they're doublets. So anyway, I better get off because this is going 42 minutes. So I just thought I'd share my jewellery, and I love you all. Oh, one more thing. Isn't it crazy what's happening to Americans, the American border stuff? Gee, wow. They've got over 6 million immigrants already known by the count. The unknown will be probably the same amount. So they're pretty ruined. They've got to get them people out. People keep going there because they get free money and free this and free that, and they get away from their country. That's bad. It's understandable that they want to get into America, but they're bringing with them their what they did in their country. So if they were in a gang in their country, they'd act as in a gang in America. So they were doing the same thing. And Chinese, lots and lots and lots of Chinese a day, over 14,000 a day, have been migrating to as illegal immigrants to USA on the borders through Mexico. Wow. I hope it doesn't happen here in Australia, because we would collapse everything would collapse, the price of houses, everything would collapse. You got to get rid of them. If they come here, you've got to stop them. It's just too many, so many homeless people that are Australians, and they need jobs, and the jobs should go to the Australians first. So immigrants are going to miss out. So we don't have room for them. And we've got plenty of land space, and we don't have room naturally ways of life. We don't have the means to support immigrants. We're on a bust ourselves, on a low of everything is so high because of the war in Ukraine. Our government, liberal, stupid, dickhead, gave so much to Ukraine, and it upped the prices of everything here in Australia to support other needs like unemployment benefits and pensions and things like that. So everything was skyrocketing high for truckies to deliver foods that cost money, and everything went sky high. Food went sky high. It was ridiculously high. So we can't afford to give Ukraine any more help, and we can't support immigrants. And I hope America gets out of their situation fast and sees that they're homeless in the streets are thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands, and streets full, lined. You could drive and drive and drive, and they're all getting on drugs because they can't function normal. They're down in the dumps, so they get on drugs to relieve their reality. So you've got drugs in the streets, and jeez, it's terrible in America. I would never even want to visit there. And I used to love America for what it was. You know, it had Native Americans, it had this, it had that. There's snow, lovely people and everything, but now it's like, no way. I would never step foot in there. You get shot just touring. Tourists got shot in a store. Tourists. So, you know, and that's by immigrants. Immigrants are killing tourists. Just visitors. It's just terrible what's going on. Anyway, I hope they sort it out because I really do. Okay, goodbye.